सुचक्र वरदाचार्यं शुद्धसत्व गुरुत्तमं श्रीनिधि राघवं वंदे ह्यपार करुणाकरं. Namaskaram to the devotees of the UK. It's my pleasure to meet you all on this wonderful occasion of Sri Rama Anubhavam of our Alvars and Acharyas organized by VIRAT-UK. First of all, I would like to convey my thanks, gratitude and wishes to the organization VIRAT-UK, because Virat, it means Visishtadvaita Ramanuja Adiyargal Trust of the United Kingdom. Incidentally, the word Virat also refers to the universal form of God, because in Veda Purusha Sukta says Tasmat Virat Ajayata Virajo Adhipurushaha Tasmat Virat Ajayata. In this sense, Veda says Virat refers to the entire universe in the form of an egg. The entire universe is called Virat, and the Lord's universal form, the universal form of the Lord, which has the entire universe as different parts of his body, that form is called Virat Rupa, Virat Purusha Swarupa, we say. So God has the entire universe as his body, so his glory has to spread everywhere. To spread the glory of Virat Purusha all over the Virat universe, VIRAT-UK does its part in the United Kingdom to spread the glory of Lord Sriman Narayana. So the Virat name is very apt for this organization. Of course, it means Visishtadvaita Ramanuja Adiyargal Trust. On the other hand, Virat, to the entire universe, it spreads the glories of Virat Purusha, and as a part of that holy mission, sacred mission, noble quest, now VIRAT-UK has arranged an excellent program for Sri Rama Anubhavam on March 16, and I am very happy to be with you all, at least virtually, on this day, because it is full and full Rama Anubhavam of our Alvars and Acharyas. Our Alvars and Acharyas of the Sri Vaishnava tradition were always immersed in the glories of Sri Rama and the Charitram, the history of Sri Ramayana. That's why we can see references to Lord Sri Rama in many places in the Divya Prabandham of Alvars, as well as the commentary to the Divya Prabandham of Alvars. The great commentator, the emperor of all commentators, Swamy Periyavachan Pillai, often quotes shlokas from Valmiki Ramayana to explain the verses of Alvars. You can see very well in the Vyakhyanams, commentaries of Swamy Periyavachan Pillai. Not only that, Kulasekara Perumal, one among the Alvars, he was the first person to condense the essence of Ramayanam in a single decade consisting of 10 pasurams. Anganedu Madhulpudai Sool Ayodhi Ennum, starting like that. He summarizes the entire Ramayanam within one single decade with 10 pasurams. Also, Nammalvar says, Karpari Ramapirana Yellal Matrum Karparo. Nammalvar says, if you want to learn good conduct and character, if you want to show your next generation a role model to emulate, please show Lord Rama. He is the one who led an ideal life. He is God, but he led an ideal human life for the sake of us. Similarly, Periyalvar, he has condensed the essence of Sundara Kandam in his Padigam, Nerinda Karunkulal. In those 10 pasurams, he describes the scene of Hanuman meeting Sita and explaining everything that had happened in Sri Rama's lifetime, and also some things which are known only to Sita and Rama. So Hanuman says all these things as his identity as the messenger of Lord Rama. That can be seen in Periyalvar's pasurams. Similarly, Thirumangai Alvar, Andal Nachiyar in her Thirupavai says, Manathukku Iniyan. Rama is the one who is dearest to our hearts. Manathukku Iniyan. He is the pleasant one, says Andal Nachiyar. Similarly, Alvar, starting from Poigai Alvar to Thirumangai Alvar, they have immersed themselves in Rama Anubhavam. That's why Swamy Periyavachan Pillai, he has compiled all the Anubhavams of Alvars about Lord Rama and has presented us a different Ramayanam called Pasurapadi Ramayanam. It just enlists where all Alvars have immersed themselves in the experience of the bliss of Rama Anubhavam. Now coming to our Acharyas who came to explain the Pasurams of Alvars, take the case of Bhagavad Ramanuja, because this Virat itself is Visishtadvaita Ramanuja Adiyargal Trust. Ramanuja listened to explanation of Ramayanam 18 times from his maternal uncle Thirumalai Nambi. He listened to Ramayana commentary from Thirumalai Nambi for 18 times in Kizha Tirupati at the foothills of Tirumala. Similarly, Swami Pillalokacharyar in his Srivachana Bhushanam magnum opus, he says, Itihasa Sreshtham Ramayanam. Ramayanam is the greatest of Itihasas because we have got two, Ramayanam and Mahabharatam. Ramayana is the greater one, says Swami Pillalokacharyar. Not only that, Ramayanam Sirai Irundhaval Yetram. It speaks of the glories of goddess Sita because more than Rama, Sita's glories are explained in detail. Sitayash Charitam Mahat. Sita's glories are explained in detail in Sri Ramayana, says Swami Pillalokacharyar. Swami Vedanta Deshika, he has blessed us with four sacred texts to explain Ramayana, namely Paduka Sahasram, Abhaya Pradana Saram, Hamsa Sandesham and Mahavira Vaibhavam or Raghuvira Gadyam. Thus our Acharyas, they have immersed themselves in the nectarine bliss of Sri Rama Anubhavam. And this Rama Anubhavam by itself is an answer for many of our questions. Because initially, my friend Sri Uve Anbil Balaji Swami had invited me in person to address you all. But due to some other constraints, I could not come there in person. So he requested to give me a video and I am interacting with you virtually. He had asked me to just give some points about how to balance our Laukika life and spiritual life. Because we are all having some worldly commitments, material profession and other things. On the other hand, we have got some spiritual duties. We have to show our devotion to God. We wish to engage in religious activities also. How to balance both these things? He asked me. Probably the reason for asking me, I guessed, was one side I am a doctor by profession. On the other hand, I am able to deliver spiritual discourses. So he had asked me. I replied him, I am just a speck of dust at the lotus feet of my Acharya. I know nothing, but to my limited knowledge, if somebody wants to emulate on how to balance life, Lord Rama is our best example. Kambar says, Nadayil Nindru Uyar Nayakan. Nammalvar says, Karpari Ramapirana Yellal Matrum Karparo. To strike a balance in life, Lord Rama is the best example. Rama is a truly multifaceted personality, multidimensional personality. Because one side, he is a king to his subjects, who looks after all his subjects as his own children. Now, he is a caring husband to his wife Sita. He is a caring brother to his younger brothers. He is an obedient son to his parents. He is a sincere disciple to his acharyas. So, Rama is the person who exhibited all these things. Nadado Rammal, he explains in Shruta Prakashika, while seeing this universe, we have to see this universe as the body of God. Because God is within this universe, right? So, whenever we look at this universe, we have to see this universe as the body of God. Whenever we look at God, we have to see Him as the soul of this entire universe. If we develop this kind of a mentality, just imagine when we go to our office, we will realize that God is within our office. Our office itself will become a temple in one way. That is called Karma Yoga. Do your duty itself as one form of worship of God. Of course, we have to do daily Tiruvaradhanam, daily Anushtanams, they are must. In addition to that, as a supplementary work to that, as a complement to that, we have to add our worldly duty also as one form of worship of God. Ramanuja says in Gita Bhashyam, Tadevam Laukikani Sharira Dharanarthani Nitya Naimittikani Vaidikani cha Karmani Madarpanam Kurvan. This is the words of Ramanuja in his Gita Bhashyam. Even if you are engaged in a worldly profession, a material work, no issue. Please do it with honesty and sincerity and adherence to dharma. And with these things, if you execute that duty properly, considering it as worship of God, offering the result of the duty to God, we say Krishnarpanam, Krishna Padukarpanam. So, if we do your Laukika duty, worldly duty as offering or worship to God, that will come under Karma Yogam because God is within everything. On the other hand, if we look at God as the master of all these worlds, we can realize the glory of God and indulge in devotion more. So please don't draw a line between worldly life and spiritual life, because spiritual God is within everything in this worldly life. Again, all these worldly things constitute the body of spiritual God. So we have to realize this Sharira Atma Bhavam, body soul relationship between the entire universe and God. That is the most important concept of Visishtadvaitam. This is VIRAT-UK, Visishtadvaita Ramanuja Adiyargal Trust. Visishtadvaitam says the entire universe is body of God. Ramayanam says Jagat Sarvam Shariram Te. So the entire universe is body of God. If we realize that, we need not draw a line separately between worldly life and spiritual life. Both will go hand in hand. So our worldly life will become a honest, sincere, dharmic life. Again, on the spiritual side, we will realize that God is great. His glories are endless. The entire universe, Virat, is within Him. VIRAT-UK is showing the way for such ideal life in which wherever we are within this Virat, this universe, we are under the control of Virat Purusha. So may Sri Rama bless us all with all kinds of prosperity. Thank you all for listening.